Hi, my name is Mike Yell, the LucasArts producer for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, the next chapter to the Game of the Year for 2003. This game is set about 5 years after the events of the first game, which is still roughly 4,000 years before the time of the movies. And I'll get a little bit more into the storyline of Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords later on in the demo, but you'll learn the full story when we launch in February 2005 on the Xbox and PC. This first area that we're going to see is the planet Telos, which was mentioned in the first game, but we never actually got a chance to explore it. So this is the first time we're going to get a chance to run around and check out the environment and explore the area. And this is just an example of one of the ways that we're tying those two storylines together. You'll also notice the rain and weather effects and the lightning, and those things combined with the ambient sound and critters really help bring the worlds to life, and it gives our designers another tool to make the worlds feel more lived in. This other character that you're seeing with me is Mira. She's a new character for Knights of the Republic 2. She's one of 10 different characters that you'll meet along the way that can join your party. And she's a female bounty hunter, and she's equipped with a wrist-mounted rocket launcher, which is an example of a new weapon for Knights of the Republic 2. The planet Telos is one of 7 worlds that you can explore, and this outdoor environment is just an example of one of those areas. So there may be interiors and maybe underground areas depending on the world you're on, but there's a variety of environments within each world. And finally, we'll show you one of the new critters that you can fight. This is a Canik, and it's just an example of one of the new beasts that you'll run into along the way. So now I'll show you an area that's a little bit later on in the game. This is a Sith tomb. When you first start the game off, you'll be able to create your character from one of 3 different Jedi classes. And you'll learn very early on in the story that the galaxy's in really bad shape. There's several Sith Lords that are hunting you down, and they've hired hundreds of Sith assassins to come after your character because they believe that you're the last of the Jedi Order. Since I've also gone a little bit later in the game, I also have a new character. This is a female Jedi, and as you can see, she's kind of evil. So her skin has changed and she has a different robe. And this is just to demonstrate the fact that we can make those choices throughout the game to turn your character good or evil. You won't see an instant switch to the dark or light side, but it'll be subtle as you go through the game. Will also be able to affect the characters in your party. So not only will your main character begin to show effects of the dark and light side of the Force, but so will characters in your party. We've added over 60 new feats and force powers to the game. This is an example of one of them called Force Sight. This allows you to see through doors and also see the alignment of characters around you. So my character is glowing red, that means that she's evil. The other characters are gray, which means they're neutral. And if they were good characters, they'd be glowing blue. And this is useful if you're in an area like a cantina or a crowded marketplace and you want to use that to get some pre-sight into what's going on next. You might find an evil merchant or something that you can talk to. Well, in addition to passive force powers such as Force Sight, we also want to have offensive ones like Force Crush. And Force Crush is a very evil force power that allows you to literally pick up and crush an enemy with the power of the Force. You can see them lifted off the ground and then take massive damage from that attack. And then finally, we have those choices in dialogue to let you choose dark and light side, but we also have the awesome lightsaber combat from the first game. We've added to that this time by adding more animations, more combat moves, and more spectacular attacks for your character. So I'm just going to pick an evil choice and go right into combat with these guys and fight them. And as I choose different attacks, critical strike, flurries, etc., I'll get different animations as my character gets more powerful and gains levels. So you'll see the player change as they go throughout the game. And that's very important visually for the player to see their character get more and more powerful. So that's just a quick look at 2 of the over 70 new areas in Star Wars Knights of the Republic 2, The Sith Lords, scheduled to come out on the Xbox and PC in February of 2005.